Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and all folks in between, and welcome to Aunt Millicent's Cooking Show. Welcome back to the show. Today, we're going to be making a meal that we're going to actually eat, so you're going to be making it along with me. So I'm going to share a recipe that was passed on by one of my aunts, believe it or not. And my aunt lived in Texas a very long time. And came back with a recipe for simple taco salad. Okay, so tonight's recipe is going to be all about the basic taco salad. So let's apron up and let's get started, shall we? Okay, so let's get right into the ingredients. The first thing you're going to need is about a pound of ground beef. Okay, I bought a little too much, but I guess that little hamburger patty on the side never killed anybody, right? Next thing I want you to get is some taco seasoning. Any brand is perfectly fine, okay? Next thing you're going to grab you is some refried beans. And again, any old brand is perfectly fine, okay? The next thing I want you to get is some fresh tomatoes. We're going to cut those up, put them in there. 1 or 2 or 3 is fine. You'll just, as you love tomatoes, put a bunch in there, okay? You're going to need some lettuce. You can get a head, or you can get a baggie. It doesn't matter. If you don't like shredding lettuce, get yourself a baggie. They're great. And we'll roll from that. Okay. Next thing you're going to need is some cheese. I've got 3 cheese Mexican cheese here. You can just get some cheddar and shred it. It works and looks great, or whatever cheeses you like. Okay. The next thing you're going to get is some sour cream. I've got about an 8-ounce thing here, I think. So you don't need a whole lot. That's going to blend with our refried beans. It's going to make a delicious little, mixture. You're going to love it. Okay. The next thing you're going to get is, this is a taco salad. So you can get you one of those little bowls if they sell them at the store. That's like a tortilla chip. We usually just grab something like tortilla chips and put those on the bottom and put the salad on top, or it's just some mixture thereof. You can also get some rolled flour tortillas and do that and eat it along with it, whatever your preference is. This kind of part is kind of optional. Traditionally, I usually just serve it with some chips, so you can use it almost as a dip. Okay, so whatever your preference is fine. Okay, and then finally, this is just totally optional. This is some jalapenos I got just to add along with, to add a little bit of spice, and we all know that variety is the spice of life. So if you add a little bit of jalapenos in there, it's going to make it tasty, right? Okay, so this recipe is super easy. It's quick, it's fast. It requires almost 0 cooking skills. Okay, maybe about 1 out of 10 on cooking skills. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go over to the range and we're going to start cooking. Okay, see you in a minute. Okay, guys, I'm here over at the stove. I've got my big pan kind of preheated. I want to go ahead and add the ground beef. Okay, and we're going to prepare this just a lot like you would any hamburger dish. Okay, so just follow the directions on the back of the little taco seasoning pack, which I told you to get. It's this one here, and they're saying 2/3 cup of water and the taco mix, and we'll have tacos before you know it, or something that'll smell like a taco. And this is going to be the base of our mixture for our salad. Okay, so I'm going to let this cook. I will not torture you by watching it. Okay, seems like it should be steaming a little more than that, but we'll get there. Okay. Okay, y'all, the beef is nice and brown, and if you made tacos before, this should look very familiar to you. So now it says to prepare the tacos, you just put in about 2/3 cup of water. You just follow whatever directions on your packet. Okay? And then I'm going to put this, there's my seasoning. Oh, my cat's trying to turn over my light. And just blend that in and cook it down. Okay, it will start to smell really good. Okay, and by the way, if you use a lot of she's messing with the tripod. If you want to drain the grease out of your beef, it's probably a good idea. It depends on how much fat you care to eat. But if you get a nice lean beef, you won't have to worry about that too much. So, okay, so while that's cooking, I've got another thing for you to do. So hold on a second. Okay, while your ground beef is cooking with the spices, go ahead and put your refried beans into a pot and warm those up. You don't have to get them smoking hot or anything, just warm them up. So cook them on low, okay? And let's do that. So that's really, really easy, okay? So we're just gonna warm those up. And by the way, your taco stuff is done whenever all the water's gone, basically, and it'll smell really good and fragrant. So you'll know when it's done. Okay, don't burn it, don't overcook it. Okay, and I'll be back. Okay, y'all. While you got your stove going and your taco filler cooking and your refried beans, grab your tomatoes and cut them up. That's all you got to do. Okay. Okay, y'all. We're back at the workstation. Let's put our salad together. All our stuff from the stove is ready to go. So get yourself a nice big serving dish. I think this is 8 by 8 or 9 by 9. I'm not sure which one. It needs to be fairly deep because we're going to kind of layer it. So first thing it's going to go in is going to be our ground beef mixture taco filler. Okay. And by the way, you are more than welcome to replace this with chicken to make it a little less fatty, or if you're just don't like to eat beef. Okay, so just follow the. Usually there's alternative directions for that on the seasoner, and you can very easily make it with chicken. Okay, it'll be just as good. It's just 100% more chicken. Right. All right. So that's the first layer. The next layer is going to go in is going to be our refried beans. I'll get them. I'll be right back. And we're back. The only trick with the refried beans is to make sure you don't burn them. Okay. So I'm going to spoon those in right on top of my beef. Hold a second. Okay. Nothing to it. And spread that out, cover it up. It's like a layer, almost like you're making a lasagna. Okay. And just let it, if it's nice and thin, just let it get down in there and penetrate your beef layer. It'll mix all of it. It'll be great. Okay, I promise you. Okay. There's that level. The next level is just going to be to take this whole thing of sour cream and blend that with the refried beans, okay? And this is where the taco salad comes to life, so to speak, I guess, okay? So I'm just going to dip in here and blend away, okay? And when you get it mixed in with your refried beans, it'll change color a little bit. It'll be a nice creamy top, keeping its bean flavor and also the sour cream, okay? You can use low fat if you like. We don't believe in low fat sour cream in this house. But whatever you like, it's all good. No sweat, right? So now I'm going to get my veggies here, and I'll be right back. Yes, hold on. We are getting really close to being done. I've grabbed my lettuce, and I'm going to spread it around on top of what I have here. This is a salad, so it's meant to be that. So, and if there's other things you like in your salad, especially if it's a Mexican type salad, add them. Cilantro's good. Little bits of Mexican corn are good. Okay, whatever you like. This is kind of a basic taco salad. So, there you go. And you just want to cover up that layer, okay, of the mixture at the bottom. That's looking pretty good. I think we'll call it a day on that one. And then next we're going to add our tomatoes, and you can go nuts with tomatoes. Okay. Another option you could add is a layer of onions. I do not recommend you add onions if you're serving this at a party or a social event. But you certainly could cut up a raw onion and put on here. A nice red onion especially is really good in Mexican style dishes. Okay. That's that. I'm going to use my apron for once. And then finally, the top layer of all this is going to be our cheese layer. So you can go get the Mexican 3 or 5 style cheese at the store, or you can shred your own, whatever you got. Okay. And go nuts. And that, ladies and gentlemen, I believe is it. The only thing we could do to add to this is to add our jalapenos. I recommend that you give this to the folks eating it and have them eat these as they wish. Okay, so when you start putting jalapenos in here, then certain people want it and some people don't. So garnish with jalapenos. Okay, that's the best way to serve this. So I'm going to call it a day on this. This is a super easy meal. It doesn't take a whole lot of skills. It's more of an assembly thing, really, you know. And it's delicious. Everybody in your family will love it, I promise. And that's it. Meet me in the dining room in a minute. We're going to try this out. Okay, y'all, we made it to the dining room. I wanted to show you how to serve this. The first thing I do is just take a spatula or something and put a bunch on a plate, just straight from the bottom and pull it out. I put a few jalapenos on mine and maybe a little extra cheese, okay? And then I put some tortilla chips around it on the plate. Like I said, if you don't want those, it's fine. You can eat it without them. It's very good just without them. You can also add flour tortillas too, and just mix it all together. And you're maybe tempted to use the chips as a dip, but you're probably going to need a fork, okay, because it is a salad. Okay, so it's all together now, and that's kind of what it should look like. Okay, so let's try it out, shall we? I'm trying to get a mix of the filler. So there we go. It's really good. It's a crowd pleaser, fast to make, easy ingredients, relatively inexpensive ingredients, and I'm all for it. So with that concludes the show. I want to wish everybody a very happy and healthy bon appetit, and we'll see you next time.